Hi, it's In a Kitchen with KG, Karen, and welcome. So I am making today a dish called a spring risotto in our new multi-cooker. So we have upgraded our deluxe pressure cooker. We're calling it the multi-cooker because we've started to do something a little different on it. We've added a risotto. We're making a risotto. We actually added a sous vide, as well as a yogurt mode and all kinds of things that we can do with it. And I wanted to come on and make for you guys a spring risotto. Oh my goodness, we just had one of our food authors, blogger Weelicious, create this spring risotto for us, for Pampered Chef. And so I thought I would go ahead and share this recipe with you guys because it is super good, super easy. And if you know anything about risotto, sometimes we sit in our pan, like a saute pan, and we can be stirring it and stirring it. Well, all the work is gonna be done in the pressure cooker. All right, so I've already got ahead, and I think from where my angle is, we have a new screen that allows us to kind of see all the little gadgets. It shows us when it's preheating. It shows us that it's ready. It's got everything kind of lights up. And here's the super cool thing. So there's a special little place to put the lid. And no matter whether there's actually places on both sides. So if you're left-handed or right-handed, you can put it right there. Look at that cool. And then it goes on the other side. Now, for the purposes of me working, I'm gonna actually put it to the other side. And it's just a great place instead of having to put it down where I'm working. So I'm looking at it, and also we're gonna be doing some searing. And what I love about the new multi-cooker is that the sear now has a low, medium, and high for you. Because sometimes, like when we're searing like meat or a protein, we kind of want to keep it on high. But when we're gonna sear something like vegetables, or we're gonna kind of mix them, we're gonna actually do some onions, it's probably a little bit better for us to go ahead and have it on medium. And it's definitely getting warm in there, so we're just gonna kind of leave it. And I'm gonna go ahead and prep the stuff that we need to get our risotto started. So, first of all, we are going to chop some onion. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I do not like to cry and have my eyes burn when I cut up an onion. So, unless I'm really in a rush, I will use a knife, but there's two tools that I really like to use in order to cut up my onions nice and small for any dish that just requires chopped onions. That is, of course, the manual food processor. Okay, it's always been a favorite. It's been around a long time. It's a great place to make salsa, guacamole. You can whip up your smoothies really quick. You can cut and chop on here just like our food chopper, which can also be a choice for you. You can definitely use the food chopper. I am not using the food chopper today because I want to keep all the onions in there so I can just easily scoot them all over. So I went ahead, and the recipe calls for 1 medium onion, and so I had a huge onion, so I kind of took a few pieces. I'm using one of our forged cutlery, y'all. These are lifetime warranty, balanced. The blade starts from the tip all the way to the edge there. Love these knives. And like I said, if you know anyone getting married, anyone starting over in a new house, it's a great housewarming gift. And again, it's lifetime warranty, so they're gonna have it forever. So we're gonna chop up some onions, and whenever I have some big chunks, I like to kind of get it started with just a few before I add the rest. So it's chopping, so I'll go ahead and add, I have 2 more pieces in here to add. You don't wanna make them too big, but trust me, with a few good little turnarounds on this, you're gonna have it ready. So I love this. So I just started, I hit the button right before we came on, and we're now ready. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add the olive oil and the butter so we can add the onions. So I'm gonna do a quick little thing here to get the onions all chopped up. Y'all, it's a great little arm worker, you know, why not? And you don't have to worry about crying from chopping onions. I don't know, I don't like onions. And you know what, here's the thing which makes any recipe easy. If you're like, I don't need onions, then don't put them in. I love sauteed onions. If you ask me, I actually love onions where you can just sort of put them in the, like caramelize them. I mean, I could literally just eat that. So, okay, so our onions are ready. I'm gonna do one more quickly. So we have 2 tablespoons of butter to put in there. Do you hear the sear? All right, now I wanna show you our new olive oil dispenser. Oh my gosh, this is so super cute. So let me tell you what this is. it's glass, and you squeeze it and it measures up to 3 teaspoons at one time. So I'm gonna kind of try to get close because it's just so super cool, you have to see. So I kind of squeezed it. I'm already at 1 teaspoon, so you squeeze it. And we wanna get it right to 3 teaspoons because we need a tablespoon. Look at that, look at that. And then it has a pour spout, so we're just gonna pour it out. So what a great way to measure your olive oil, or to measure even vinegar. So if you're a big olive oil and vinegar person for your salads, this would be great. So you just squeeze it, it rinses. You can actually put most of the pieces in the dishwasher to clean if it gets clogged, because after a while, and the only thing we recommend is that you just use oils that are plain, like nothing in them, like pieces, like for example, we have this delicious garlic Parmesan oil. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. But you wouldn't want to put this in here because you wouldn't want the pieces of garlic or Parmesan to get stuck. All right, so we've got our butter and we have our olive oil mixing, and then I'm going to add our onions. So I'm going to go ahead and add our onions. It's searing on medium, which is going to be a perfect place for us to do it for our for the onions. Remember, if we were searing like meat, we would probably use a higher one. So we're gonna get all those onions in there. Super delicious. I love cooked onions. This is a great place. Let's say you're gonna, the multi-cooker here is a great place too. Let's say you're gonna make like a chili and you wanna kinda get the chili going. You wanted to start out by kind of sauteing up some peppers and onions before you add all your other ingredients. Well, sear on the micro cooker, then you can add your beef, your chili mix. We have a Pampered Chef chili mix. I mean, super great. Okay, so we're doing good. And our onions are gonna get nice and translucent. I'm actually gonna pull out a little chunk I have in here because we don't need the chunks. All right, so what we're gonna do while we're waiting is, I really wanna put some garlic in there. So the recipe actually doesn't call for garlic, but I love garlic, and I think there aren't many recipes, besides maybe things you bake, that wouldn't taste good with garlic. So we have 2 cloves. So if you remember, this is our garlic press. Classic tool, it's been around for almost 40 years. This is a piece of garlic, still has the skin on, and we're just going to put it in between there, and then just put it right into the multi-cooker. And then we're going to, okay. And then we're going to do one more piece because one is never enough. So I'm all about 2 pieces. So we're going to do 2 pieces of garlic. And what's great about this tool is that sometimes you can the peel sticks and you can just pull it right off, but you have a special little cleaning tool with it. And then if you have the piece that sticks to the inside, you can just pull it off like that, which is super cool, see? And you can pull the pieces off. And it's great to help you to clean it. It is dishwasher safe. Usually what I do before I do use it in the dishwasher is I use the teeth of the little cleaning tool to kind of help it. All right, so we've got our onions, we have our garlic kind of sauteing on medium, just for about 3 minutes. We're really just waiting for it to become translucent. So what we're gonna do to add to that before we close everything up is that we are going to add our rice. So we are using special risotto rice, arborio. And I sure hope I'm pronouncing it right. If I'm not, in the comments, tell me maybe how to pronounce it. I love that. So we are gonna add the rice. So what we did was, where's my rice? Oh my gosh, I left it, hold on. Huh. So what we have to do, you gotta love it when, hey, I'm pampered, not perfect. So what we did was I measured out 2 cups of rice in our measuring cup. I love these. It comes in a set, so it's 4, 2, 1, and it has a mini 1/4 of a cup. It's got great for all the measuring is on the inside so you can see it. It's great for measuring liquids as well as solids. So we rinsed our rice in one of our colanders, and so we're gonna be ready to put it in. And I think we're gonna be putting it in before we add some of the liquid and then close it for cooking. Okay, so 2 cups of rice are gonna go, I think we're ready to put it in. So we're gonna put 2 cups of rice in, went in perfectly, which I love. So 2 cups of rice. We're gonna stir that up so that the butter and the onions and the olive oil kind of get all stirred in there. I'm just gonna grab one of my little micro grips that I love to use so I can kind of hold onto the pot, and our stainless steel pot. And so we're gonna go around like this All right, so we've mixed that up, and so now what we want to do is we want to add our liquid. So we are using wine and broth. So we're just using a Pinot Grigio now. If you're like, you know, the wine is going to cook out, but the wine's going to add some flavor to it. So this is a half a cup of wine using our measure all cup. I love our measure all cup. I've got it set this way with the pour spout so I can pour it in. So I'm going to pour it in. All right, and then just to show you how cool it is, that remember, and if you don't know about what's so cool about the measure all cup is that you can actually use it for liquids and solids. So let's say you're doing peanut butter, or if you're doing like mayonnaise or yogurt, and it'll just go right up. So let's say you're measuring a cup, you're gonna set it up, and then when you're ready, you're just gonna squeeze it out, and it's gonna help with cleaning, the cleaning process of it. So like, you know, sometimes when you take a cup measure and you put peanut butter and you gotta like clean it all out, you don't have to pull the two pieces apart, stick it in the dishwasher, super easy. Okay, so we've got the wine in there, and we are going to add in just a minute, we are going to add the broth. So we're adding about 4 cups of broth. So if you buy the box, and by the way, this is the 4th cup. So I have some chicken stock in here that was left over from another meal. Hey, we don't waste food in here. And it measured about 2 cups that I had left, but I need to add more. So we bought some more chicken broth. Now let's say you want to keep this vegetarian. You just would use vegetable broth instead, but I like the flavor from chicken broth. I'm not a vegetarian. So I'm going to use our can opener. So I'm going to show you. Love our can opener. I just love these. I actually have my daughter using it now. So it works kind of like a little, and I'm happy to give you a tutorial on it if anyone's like, I have it, but it's basically like you want to feel like a magnet. And so when you use it, let's see if I can move this over so you can see. So you kind of let it sit where it's almost kind of like sitting. Just gonna squeeze it, it kind of sits on its own. I just kind of tightened it up, and you're just gonna turn it. So we're just gonna turn it. You're gonna kind of feel that it's gone around one time. You'll kind of, or sometimes I'll actually hear like a click, but it's almost like you feel this added pressure being released. Then either it just comes right off, or you just turn the handle the other way, and there you go. But you want to take this off safely. Of course, it's not going to be sharp. That's what's wonderful about our can opener. We're not going to have any sharp edges. So basically, you're just going to kind of, there's this little cute little piece on the end that grips the lid. I'm going to put it down so I can grab it. And grips the lid right off. So there's the lid. And look, see? There's nothing. So we want to add, though, because funny, the can I bought is 14 ounces. We needed probably about another 16 ounces. Well, that's not helping us. So we'll see if we can get how close we can get here. Oh my God, we're so close, and I gotta open up a whole nother can. That is so funny. But you know what? I wanna have the right amount when it comes to doing something in the quick cooker. I always like to make sure that I'm measuring as accurately as I can. So one more time, turn it around just like this. And we're gonna get that broth in. The wine is smelling really good. So we'll take it off. It's really super easy. And even if you're someone who, you know, let's say you have arthritis or really hard, it's really not that hard to use it. So we just need a little bit more. How about that? That's perfect. So we're gonna come up with another recipe to do with the chicken broth. Okay, so we are going to add, let's see, we've given this about 2 minutes from the wine. So the recipe actually wanted us to kind of like let the wine absorb into the rice and the onions. And so that's what we did. And now we are going to go ahead and, oh, it smells really good. Like I'm smelling the garlic and I'm smelling the rice, I guess, and the broth. Okay, I mean the wine and the onions. All right, so in goes, 4 cups of the broth. Okay, so 4 cups of broth, which if you buy the box, that's the box. And we are going to cancel what we just did. Okay, because we're gonna set the custom, we're gonna set it up for 10 minutes. So we're gonna be changing the dial. So I just wanna mix it up one more time. So this is the part where it's kind of like the magic of me making a video. I'm gonna come back to you afterwards. So what we're gonna do is we are going to close the lid. So we're gonna get the lid closed, and I'm kind of doing things backwards, so it makes it kind of interesting. And this is a pressure cooker, so you wanna make sure that, here's what's cool, so you can probably see. So this is the steam valve. The pressure valve is right behind here, and to release it is in the front. So I'm not gonna be anywhere where I'm gonna end up getting hurt. So what I'm gonna do is I'm now gonna set it to custom for 10 minutes, okay? So I'm gonna whip myself. Let's see if I can do it this way. This will be fun. So sure hope I got everything in there, and I think I did. The rest of the stuff we're gonna put in at the end of this. So we are going to cancel. Okay, so we kind of hold, we just kind of hold it to cancel. Or not. Oh, we just, sorry. You know what? Let's say I've used this 4 times since we've gotten new. So actually there's a button on the side, it has an X. And so that's what we did. And the X just cancels it all up. So now we're gonna move. So with the dial, we move the dial and it takes us through all of like poultry, chicken, eggs. I will tell you, I just have to take a moment to tell you this. I made sous vide egg bites. Oh my gosh. If you're watching this video from my VIP page, I'm gonna post about them. Oh my God, they are just absolutely delicious. So cool and so super easy to make. Okay, so we're setting it for custom and we're gonna set it for 10 minutes. I think that's for 10 minutes. So we're just turning the dial to get to 10 minutes. And then we're gonna pressure, we're doing pressure, and we're just going to, that's it. I just held the button in and now it says run. And that's it, it's going to literally run. So of course first it's gonna come to pressure. That can take anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes, it depends. What I've been hearing is that when the quick cooker is already pretty warm, it's pretty much going to pressurize a little bit faster. So it's gonna come to pressure. When it comes to pressure, it's then going to run for 10 minutes, and then we're gonna do the next half of it. So we're gonna come back, but you won't even know that you're missing me because I'm literally going to start from where I just came off. So I can't wait to show you the end of this delicious spring risotto. All right, we're back, and I thought it would be really great. I want you guys to see how this quick cooker works. I want you to know, what I want is for people to not be afraid of a pressure cooker and to realize there are so many great things that you can do with it. It's not just for defrosting your frozen chicken. I mean, there's so many different options. And one, of course, is a quick and easy risotto. Literally, just so you know kind of where we're at, it literally took about 10 minutes for it to come to pressure, and then now it just canceled, but I wanted you guys to see the pressure release, so I thought it'd be kind of fun. So there's a lot of things. I mean, I love chicken noodle soup. I love chicken soup, chilies, any kind of soups. It's a very easy and quick way to shred chicken. It just has a lot of function. Of course, now the sous vide is really super cool. So check out on my Pampered Chef website, you can see all the different things we've done with the sous vide. I've done sous vide chicken, really cool, and these sous vide egg bites that I know I keep talking about. All right, so it just finished, so it beeped. Of course, you didn't see it, it's okay. And so there's an X over here, and I'm just gonna cancel. Now, when I do, it starts to work its way backwards and just starts to keep it warm. So automatically, it's just gonna keep warming. So we want to be able to open the lid. Well, it is sealed because there's a little red button that's sticking up back here. You can't really see it, but what I love that Pampered Chef did is they moved the steam release button. So the steam release button is now in the front. So I'm gonna hit it. I'm gonna move, even though I'm totally fine. It's literally gonna release the steam right up here. So you're kind of like right at the valve there. So let's see it release the steam, okay? Super fun. Wouldn't it be funny if it didn't do it, but it does do it. Release, release. Yeah, here we go. So did you see the little, did you see the, if you heard the little noise, that is the steam releasing. So you have 2 options. You can either release it manually, which we want to do because we're adding peas and cheese to our dish. So because of that, we want to release the steam because we want to be able to do it while it's still hot. If we were busy doing something else, we can let it kind of do release. It'll automatically start to release the steam and keep it warm. That's kind of what we're looking for it to do. So once it's released all the steam, it's going to go ahead and the little red button will go down. So while we're waiting for that, I will tell you that we are going to be adding peas, and I totally forgot to add the salt. So the first thing I'm going to do after I add the peas is add the salt and pepper and then mix it up. So I'm going to make sure I do not forget this time. So it's recommended, you can use chives, which is a great herb. So we're going a little more powerful flavor, and we're going scallions, okay? So using that same, this is my utility knife. This is probably one of my favorite knives. I probably use it all the time. And we're just gonna chop up those scallions, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it on as like a topping, kind of like if we were using chives. So we are putting peas in this risotto. So let's say you're like, oh, no thank you, no peas. How about asparagus? How about something else you could do is if you're a big mushroom fan, you could add onions and mushrooms, or just mushrooms in the beginning of it. So that's a super, super great way for you to add some other flavors. Of course, add the veggies. Okay, so it's done. And of course I was chatting, so you probably didn't hear, but the little red button released. It won't actually even let you open it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and turn it. And when I turn it, I want to put it on its little handle, which is so cool. Oh my goodness. All right, so I know we're not officially ready. Hold on. Is it on? Okay, I'm gonna mix it up. Right? I guess maybe you can see it. Okay, and so I've got the risotto cooking up here. So I'm just gonna kind of plop it out like, woo. But we gotta add the peas. So we add the peas to it. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and add that salt and pepper, because remember I told you I forgot to add it. And the thing is that, hold on, I'm gonna go over here to add the pepper. This is our pepper and salt and pepper grinder. This is the pepper one. It has its own little house. And the salt, it's very pretty. It actually displays really nicely. And so we wanna make sure we have plenty of salt, even though we did have some salt in the broth. Gonna add a little more pepper. And of course, you know, I think what's always nice is to allow your guests or whomever, it makes about 4 servings, by the way. I'm actually gonna move this over here. That would have been smart. See, that's why it's so nice to have 2 sides. Is that you can add, you know, let people add salt and pepper to their liking for whatever they would like. So the recipe does call for Parmesan cheese. Well, for anyone who knows me really well, knows that I have a husband that does not like cheese, and that's okay. I'm good with that. But I like cheese, and so instead of putting the cheese into the dish, I'm gonna top it in the dish and I'll mix it up myself, and that's just how we're gonna do it. So I really wanted to share with you, as that's sitting with the peas, and of course it is staying warm. I already released it, I wonder why it stayed there. Okay, that's it. Yeah. So there we go. So I wanted to show you one of our newest cheese graters. It has 2 sides to it. It has this nice container, and the container actually has measurements on the inside. So let's say you were gonna measure a cup of cheese. You could actually, as you're shredding it, it's actually letting you see the measurements right inside the cup. Super cool. So in it, this particularly comes with very small, and then I love this. This is the extra large coarse grater, like shards. I'm like, isn't that the fun way to eat Parmesan? I'm gonna show you what one looks like. So kind of like big shards. So I love Parmesan Reggiano cheese, and I buy mine at Costco, and I'm down to like the last little piece. And so what I wanted to do was use the safety piece just to kind of show you, because these are big little shreds that I'm making, and I don't want for it to cut my fingers because it's extremely sharp. So we have this nice little safety tool. We're just gonna put it on. When I get it on here, there we go. And we're just, you can see it from here. We're just gonna push a little bit of pressure, and we're just gonna get the rest of that cheese shredded up for the big shreds. I love to use the big shreds for mozzarella, especially like for a topping. Y'all, shredding your own cheese is not only going to give you, believe it or not, great flavor, it's going to smelt a lot nicer, and you're getting more cheese when you shred it yourself versus buying it in a package, and less preservatives. So that's a good thing too. Okay, so I think we got most of this piece here. Oh, perfect. So now we're going to take it off. And one of the things what you might not have been able to see is that this side, I kept its little safety piece on, and then these just pull apart and we can clean it up. So we're gonna move it to the side, because I'm gonna get my bowl, because I don't know, but it smells so good in here. All right, so we're going to, oh my gosh. So here's our risotto. I'm just gonna take a little bit, because in my house here, we're getting ready to, how about that? Does that look good? We're about ready to have some dinner. So this is gonna be part of dinner. So put little scallions on top, and of course, a little Parmesan. I don't know what a little is. How about that, right there? So, why not taste it, right? Let's see. I have to be honest, I've only had risotto Besides the one time I made this before, one time. Oh my God. That is delicious. Y'all, that's the spring risotto. Literally from start to finish, less than 30 minutes. And we had risotto that you normally would have to watch over a stove pot. You can make easily in the multi-cooker. I hope you enjoyed this wonderful recipe of the spring risotto. I'd love for you to follow my YouTube channel so you can see more recipes. And I hope everybody has a fantastic day.